y'all? Look, I be back here getting it with my music on, you know what I'm saying? I be over here hitting my Santana, you know what I'm saying? Hit me a little bit of Sierra. Y'all don't know nothing about that Sierra when you just, you know, pop it, bring it on around, and then pop it one more time. Y'all don't know nothing about that Sierra, you know what I'm saying? So I just be back here getting a little crunk, okay? I hope y'all be getting crunk too on y'all end as well. What's going on, everybody? It's your girl, Jamie. That's me here, okay? We're about to go ahead and get ready for this Real Housewives of Potomac reunion part 3. And yes, Miss Nicki Minaj hopped on up into the building. So let's talk about it. Yeah, so we is alive, honey. We is alive. We is alive. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, a shout out to Niecy of the Ooh Ladies First panel. Okay, shout out to Niecy Dixon. Yes, I was just on Niecy Live myself. I was just checking out her live right before I hopped on here. Speaking of the Ooh Ladies First panel, some things will be switching up this week. Y'all know this week is the week of Thanksgiving. So this week we will be on Jay Lee's Corners channel, but it won't be this Thursday. It'll be actually tomorrow night. So y'all make sure y'all hop on over there. And then on next week, it'll be on my channel, but it won't be on Thursday due to Bone Thugs and Harmony versus 3 6 Mafia. You know, we're trying to be tuned in to their verses. So it's actually going to be on December 1st, which is that Wednesday. So you guys come back on over to my channel on next week. Okay, what's going on? I see everybody. What's up, T. Gaddis? What's up? Tangela, I hope I said that right. Romel, what's up? Baby Trisha, what's up? Chris NB, what's going on, everybody? All right. The reunion was all right. I slick was feeling like I'm ready for the reunion to be over with. Was I the only person? I was like, okay, Potomac, y'all gave, okay? Y'all gave us a great season, but I'm slick like, y'all can go now. Y'all can go. I think I liked the little segment towards the end when Nicki Minaj came through. I was like, okay, this brings back some of the energy for me, right? So yeah, it was cool, but we're gonna go ahead and hop into this whole thing, honey, because you know, hold on, give me 1 second, because I want to switch up my thumbnail actually, because Miss Nicki Minaj was in the building. So I want to make sure that my image changes. Here we go. Yes, 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 yes. There we go. You know, change that little thing up right there. Okay. Yes, you finally made it, Natalia. Come on in here, honey. Jay, what's going on? I only became interested at the end. Okay, so it wasn't just me. Okay, great. Okay, Danielle said she been over it. Oh no, you said be over already. Okay, so it wasn't just me. Gotcha. I'm so over Potomac, says Romeo. I see why I've never been a huge fan. Yikes. Now Potomac is good. It's good, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you've been watching from the beginning, you'll definitely become a fan. So it's really good. But this episode was like a little bit of a drag for me, but we're gonna talk about it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Y'all know Miss Wendy still playing on people's head tops out here. And so she asked Gizelle if she had a tummy tuck for Jamal, right? And I thought this was a good question for her to ask her, because it was easy for Gizelle to let her know, like, girl, you're not hearing me. I did not have a tummy tuck for a man. And I thought that was a good question in my book, because I'm like, but you tried to equate this woman's surgery to a man, right? And what's going on within her marriage, right? That's what you just did that. So if it didn't work for you, why would that same situation apply to her? So I ain't have no issue with that. Gizelle says that she had it after having twins. Now, I'm not gonna lie, girl, I probably would have got a tummy tuck too. Girl, after having twins, and at this point it's 3 kids, and not 3 kids at 3 different times, but you had 2 at one time. So that's gonna stretch your stomach out. So I don't really fault her for having a tummy tuck. It's just the understanding as to why she got it. You had 3 children. Wendy had 3 children. So, I mean, come on now. Like, I mean, the lady wanted to get some work done on her body. She wanted, you know what I'm saying? And it was because of kids. It had nothing to do with a man. But those are my thoughts, you know what I'm saying? I agree with that. What else? Mia bops into the conversation. She said, Elsa, did you get your booty done for the kids? If you had the kids, you got your booty done for the kids? And Wendy said, I sure did. Like, Mia, don't ask this lady no questions about what she got done for her kids, ma'am. You got everything done because that's what you wanted to get done. And then you tried to lie about it and say the reason you got your cootie toy done was because you and G be getting it in a whole lot. When in fact, I don't believe that. You also had about 3 kids yourself. So that's probably why you got your cootie swat done. So you was up here lying to the people about why you got your cootie. Don't ask this lady about her cootie swat and her booty. Don't ask her nothing about that, ma'am. Stay in your lane. Stay in yours, right? So Wendy was asked, why did she go so hard at Gizelle and Robyn, but not Ashley? And I was up there like, okay, answer the question. We listening, girl. Why did you do that? So Wendy says that's because she wanted to go straight to the source. And I said, Wendy, girl, that's BS. That's B to the S, in my opinion. You wanted to go straight to the source. Well, I felt like Ashley was one of the sources. Ashley should have never came at you. And I wanted her to be honest so I could really play on her head top. I wanted her to be honest and say, like she said in the after show, right? At one point, she was like, oh, well, the reason why I didn't come at Ashley was because Ashley had just had a baby and this, that, and the other. Be honest. Don't be sitting up here now talking about you wanted to go to the source. And that could be true. But I feel like you should have went off on everybody equally, especially if you threw darts at Robyn and Robyn wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Robyn didn't necessarily have anything to do with it in that moment. Robyn just happened to ask the question and you snapped off on her. So, yeah, Wendy, no. Ashley definitely deserved that heat. She deserved that work. And I'm tired of them letting her off. Ashley used to not be able to escape things when she get into BS. And Katie, if anybody played on Ashley head top more than Katie, and I wish they would bring Katie back, but Katie done cut stop production and everything. I don't think Katie gonna come back, but I wish Katie would come back. Okay, but anyway, what else did I want to say about? I can't even remember what I was going to say about. Ashley. So Ashley. Usually they'll call her out, but it seems like ever since she's had these children, their whole perspective has like shifted about Ashley. And I also feel like they've used the children to try to make the image of Michael appear to be better, but that didn't even help considering the fact that he ended up cheating on you anyway, and then you had to deal with those rumors and stuff that was coming out. But all right, I would have cussed Ashley out. Everybody would have got laid out in Williamsburg, period. But anyway, Wendy says that she was upset with Robyn because Robyn told her about the rumor earlier that year and because she didn't stick up for her, right? What y'all think about that? I don't know if it was Robyn. Was there anything Robyn really could have said? Because I feel like Robyn kind of did stick up for her. I feel like Robyn told Gizelle. Robyn was the first one to say that she didn't believe those rumors. Robyn was the first one to tell Gizelle that. Gizelle actually approached Robyn on some messy type stuff. And Robyn was like, well, I don't believe those rumors. And then that's when Gizelle said, well, I don't believe it either. Right? So I feel like Robyn kind of did have your back. And I know a lot of people can't stand Robyn. They feel like she don't make no sense or whatever. But I felt like in the reunion, some things did make sense, and we'll talk about it. Robyn says that she didn't know what Ashley said to her to make her so upset because the deets came from a non-credible blog because she thought it was a new rumor. And I see where I understood where Robyn was coming from, because if they had a conversation back in January and this combo about Eddie did not surface until maybe March or April, the way these blogs roll out content about celebrities and housewives and stuff, I could very well understand why Robyn would have thought that there could have been a new rumor. And when Robyn asked the question, she wasn't even disrespectful to Wendy when she asked the question and said, wait, what happened? What's going on with Eddie? Wendy immediately gets upset with her and groups her in with Gizelle. I don't fault her necessarily when I think about it for her grouping her in with Gizelle because Robyn, you always try to speak for Gizelle. So then you catch that fire so you can't get mad. But in Robyn's defense, I felt like she was just like, what happened with Eddie? Wendy immediately said, don't worry about it. Your best friend to tell you, da-da-da. And she's like, but I'm asking you. You know what I'm saying? So then they got into the whole issue. So I definitely understand where Robyn was coming from, because here's the other thing. I don't know if Robyn knew how close Gizelle was talking to Ashley about Wendy's business. And in that moment, all I saw was Gizelle talking to Ashley about Ashley going forward, talking to, talking to Wendy. So we didn't see the conversation between Gizelle and between Robyn saying, hey, I'm gonna get Ashley to go talk to her or whatever. So for me, I just felt like I could understand where Robyn was coming from. That's just what I think. What are you guys thinking there? Because didn't Robyn tell Wendy to call and straighten out the blog first? She did. She called her at the very beginning of the year. That was at the top of the year when she told her about Eddie. So that's why I felt like between the time of when she and Wendy talked versus the time when they went to Williamsburg, I could see why she would think that it was a whole nother rumor. Because I do that sometimes with my friends. If they telling me about something, I'm like, wait, what you talking about? Well, oh, okay, I know something now. You know what I'm saying? So I understand, just for me, I feel like I could understand Robyn's perspective there. Robyn says that Wendy's energy was pointed at her like she did something when she didn't do anything. I don't think Robyn did that, y'all. I put all that fault. I feel like Robyn is guilty by association. Just like Candiace told her, like, girl, you upset by association. She, guilty by association. But I definitely put that off on Gizelle primarily because you did all this talking around Wendy, but you did not go to Wendy. And actually, you didn't really have a whole lot of details about the situation. You only knew what Gizelle told you, and you used yourself as a pawn to approach this woman about some tea with her husband. And I ain't like that. It actually should have gotten truly cussed out in that moment, and then she should have went and cussed Gizelle out as well, but whatever. So Wendy then pulls out her board, and I feel like she couldn't wait to pull this board out. Now, when I first saw the previews for the reunion, I thought it was hilarious. Before they even showed us any parts of the reunion, I thought it was quite funny. I was like, this lady done pulled out a board, honey, this is funny. But Wendy board did not hit how she needed it to hit. It did not hit for me. And I feel like the reason why she pulled out that board was because she wanted to top Monique with the binder last year. And I don't know, it's just me. Like, I just felt like the binder Monique pulled out last year wasn't even all that either. To me, I didn't think it was that great, but I will say in comparison, comparing the binder to the paperwork that Miss Wendy pulled out at a later time, as well as a scholar, I will say the binder was much more organized, girl. We didn't hear all this, girl. We didn't get none of that, honey. We didn't get the rumblings of the paper. It was a smooth swipe, honey. Okay, let me go over here to section over here. So, I will definitely give her that. What else? Andy. I felt like Andy was so out of line a few times at this reunion, but I could not help but holler. Do you hear me? I could not help but holler because it was so funny. And it's like, Andy, you're so disrespectful. And the reason why you're really doing that is because she coming at your good bestie sitting over there to the left of you, honey. That's what it is. But it's hilarious because I feel you at the same time. He was so underwhelmed. He was like, girl, no, let me get to that part because we're not at that part yet. Let me keep going. So Robyn says that she doesn't lie, and had she known what rumor they were speaking on, she would have said, oh yeah, that rumor. And we've already talked about that, right? Gizelle says that she had plans on telling her, but felt like Wendy wasn't feeling her, so she felt like she shouldn't have been the person to address her. I don't believe that. I think she just couldn't get over the fact that Wendy came at her the way that she did. But I feel like if anybody else may have been a little antsy, it would have been no issue for Gizelle to approach them to have a conversation. I think she just wasn't expecting Wendy to approach her earlier in the season the way that she did. And now she's trying to hold this grudge type thing, because I also feel like this. At some point, we already at that point, to be honest, we're tired of Gizelle versus Karen. So Gizelle is going to have to keep this up, especially if Wendy comes back. And I know Gizelle may be the head chick, you know what I'm saying? She's the head woman in charge or whatever. She's in charge of the girls or whatnot. But she's still going to need an enemy. She's still going to need to be able to keep the stuff up. And who better to do that with than to do that with Wendy? And to sit up there and say, no, I'm not going to give you an apology. Because now we're going to have to carry this SHI into the next season. So let's do it. Because all you're doing at this point, you're securing my contract. I'm securing your contract. We're just going to see how this is going to play out. But y'all let me know if y'all disagree. What else did I have here? Yeah, I just had Gizelle is full of SHI and a piece of a tea, for sure. Wendy says that had Gizelle come to her, though, she would have given her more of a leg to stand on. But she didn't. Gizelle didn't come to her, so she ain't had no legs to stand on. So that's what it was. Mia asked her, well, if it's not true, then why are you on the defense then, Miss Girl? Why are you on the defense, girl? Every time Mia asks Wendy a question, and maybe it's because I'm not team Mia at the moment, I just felt like, Mia, stop talking to this lady. Stop talking to her. Stay on your end of on the couch, girl, because you barely got a seat on the couch. Stay down there and be quiet. Stop talking to this woman. Okay. So then Wendy says, because that's my man and y'all aren't going to play on his head top like that. How about that? That's my man and y'all can play on everybody else's head top like that, but you're not going to play on his, okay? We're not going to do that. Especially when she ain't got no man who head top I can play on and she want to come play on my man head top. Girl, no, man, we're not going to do it over here. So Mia tells Wendy that she can't be mad at Gizelle for not being a good friend to her if that's her response. And that's what confused me. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, are you, I was confused by that. I was like, and I really tried to make out and understand what she was trying to say. I was like, I mean, were you saying that she can't be mad at Robyn for not being a friend to her if that's Giselle's response? Like, I don't know. It didn't make sense. And Wendy told her that. She was like, girl, what are you saying? Like, you don't even make. And I'm like, where's the muzzle? Where is the muzzle? Okay. Actually, I feel like a few people probably needed muzzles because everybody was chiming in. I'm like, if y'all don't shut up and let these people get their thoughts out, like, be quiet. There's a whole bunch of talking over folks. Girl, but Mia was aggravating. But anyway, so Gizelle was asked about whether she thinks Wendy's kids matter about the rumors regarding their dad, right? Especially considering the fact that y'all know she didn't like things that Karen said about Jamal. She didn't like that. She didn't appreciate it. Said you owe my kids an apology. Mind you, the things that Karen said were facts, but then Karen sat up there and said, oh, well, I got that from the blogs. No, Karen, you've known Gizelle for years. You know what's up. You know what it is, what it ain't, what it's going to be, what's up. You know all of that, girl. You knew what you were saying was a fact. Do you want to try and throw it off on the blog and dismiss it? You knew what you were saying was a fact. And that's why I guess Gizelle wanted that apology. But then now it's time for you to give an apology. Like, even if that was not the intent, and I hate to say this, but even if it was not the intent, it made her feel away. So what's wrong with saying, I apologize, if, my intentions came off to be X, Y, Z, those were not my intentions, or whatever. Like, Gizelle didn't want to give her nothing. I was like, Girl, y'all really going to be beefing next year. We're going to see how this play out. What else? Ashley responds and says that everything is fair game, whether it's true or not. Everything is fair game. Ashley says, I don't know why we would need to tiptoe around some things. And I'm like, because they had to tiptoe around you last year. So much so that Monique got mad because she felt like y'all was hiding stuff from her. Y'all was tiptoeing in your J's and had to pull her into the house so that you and Gizelle can have a sit down and have a conversation with her. So Gizelle, why didn't you and Ashley go to her as homegirls like you and Candiace went to Ashley last year like homegirls? America is waiting. Why you ain't do that then? And then Ashley want to sit up here and ask them, well, I don't know why we need to tiptoe around. They have to tiptoe around, girl, just like they tiptoe around for you. They could tiptoe around for her or whatever. Now, granted, I do understand where Ashley was coming from as far as, basically, it's not off limits. Like, if you're going to be on this show, if things are happening, we're going to bring it to the forefront. We're going to, be talking about it, right? But at the end of the day, it is about how you go about delivering that information. And I think that Ashley should have been a bit more adamant with Gizelle about, hey, you really brought this rumor to me. You really brought this information to me or whatever. I know it's something that's really bothering you. So I'm okay with having to sit down with both of y'all just in case things go left. I'll be able to reel things back in for you. So that's how it could have been. Wendy says that she feels like things were calculated because Gizelle brought up things the blog said about Wendy versus knowing that the blogs have also said things about you. So why not like relate and say, well, they said things about me too, and whatever, how, like they've said things about me and now they're saying this about you. And I'm just wondering, whatever, like she didn't do none of that. I agree with Wendy. I do believe that it was calculated because I feel like Andy already confirmed that in the last episode. And he said because when you bring stories to the show, he says, what did he say? He said, when you bring stories to the show, basically you're trying to make a thing out of it. Basically, I can't remember what he said word for word, but he confirmed whatever it was Wendy was thinking. So there's a reason that Gizelle brought it to the forefront because she wanted it to be a thing on the show. So what she was doing was definitely calculated. She knew what she was doing. Gizelle says that she was just, it was funny because I don't know what Wendy said to Gizelle, what she felt like she was catching her in a lie. She said, it proves that you're a liar or something like that. And Gizelle said, no, it proves I was talking about social media. And I'm like, no, Gizelle, you said in one of your confessionals that you were talking about the blogs. It wasn't just social media. You were talking about the blogs, dear. That's what you were talking about. I'm like, dear heart, you're a liar. Okay. So the convo about Wendy and Gizelle speaking on the phone came into play. And this is when Wendy pulled out her phone records and calls Gizelle out about only talking to her for 1 minute. I thought it was hilarious because once again, Andy was not here for these receipts. I wasn't necessarily here for the receipts either because I didn't understand what it fully proved. Okay, whether y'all was on the phone for 1 minute or two, y'all still had a conversation. So I mean, it don't matter because I feel like the phone call didn't matter at all, considering the fact that she still carried out certain acts throughout the show. So you didn't even need that to prove anything to me. So I was like, girl, why do we go do this? And you over here rummaging. I think Andy was over it at the rummage. You know what I'm saying? And she just pulling different tricks out her head. And it's like, Wendy, I don't know what shows you've watched. I don't know what shows you watched that made you think that you thought you did something, didn't it? Girl, give me your plate. Like, what was that? You thought that you was out here doing something and they did not land. They landed for the preview. But when we saw it play out, it did not land for the show. It was not, it didn't. Girl, you could have kept all them receipts. What else? Ashley apologizes to Wendy. Meanwhile, Gizelle has not said a thing. Hilarious. I'm hollering at the fact that Gizelle was so strong in the fact that she was not going to apologize, and she's not understanding that she keeps saying, oh, well, we didn't believe it. We didn't believe it. We didn't believe it. If you didn't believe it, a person that don't believe it is not going to bring it up like that to the show. So obviously you believed it, and it was the actions that you took behind it. And it's just the fact that you ain't even trying to apologize for anything, but we have to expect this because she didn't even apologize to Karen. Yikes. Gizelle is a woman that's not going to apologize for her ex. And when you think about it, I mean, I can't be too mad as I want to be. It's like, Candiace, you need to take a page out of her book too. Don't be sitting up here feeling away and then trying to side with the ops and doing all this. Stop. Mean what you say and stand in how you feel, girl. Like, don't be out here trying to switch it up a little bit. Thanks so much, ladies. 6916 for the super chat. Gizelle lied with that. We spoke about a lot. Yeah, exactly. She definitely lied with that. She did. She lied. We know she lied. But the thing for me was Wendy didn't even need her receipts because she gave us proof that she was a fool. So she could have kept it. We talked about Robyn in this depression. Juan calls her behavior unattractive. And then she says that Juan felt bad for his actions and not being considerate of what she was going through. Let me tell y'all something. This is kind of tough a little bit. I'm going to see. I don't know if for Ashley and Robyn, for y'all. I don't know. We're going to see. Maybe it depends on what the subject matter is or whatever. But I'm going to say this for Ashley and Robyn. Whenever y'all tell me what y'all men said, I don't believe a goddamn thing y'all talking about here. I don't. Whenever Ashley and Robyn tell me anything that their men have said, I'm not going to believe them. Until your man can sit up there on stage and tell me what the hell he said and how he acted, then I might believe you. I might. I'm tired of y'all being their mouthpieces. Sorry. Show up, bubble guts. Whatever you got going on, show up. I'm not believing nothing they say talking about stuff he felt bad for his actions. Girl, I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I'm not going to believe it. Let's move on. The question is asked about Robyn and her business. Y'all know Robyn got the hat business. I think she's doing shirts and stuff, and it's definitely selling or whatnot. Y'all know she had a deal to do some stuff with Macy's and some other people. And Andy asked her about that. And what she said to him was, I'm trying to conquer e-commerce. That's what I'm trying. I'm trying to conquer e-commerce. I'm like, so basically they passed on a deal with you, or did you turn them down? Because you didn't answer the question for real. Like, we know you already been conquering e-commerce, but there's nothing wrong with them ordering items from you to sell in the store because they already paid for it. So if they outsource or wholesale so many products from you with your labels on them, and then they slap an extra few dollars on it like that, you already been paid for that. So it wasn't adding up for me. And it's, I don't know. And see, maybe you don't lie, Robyn, but you don't give us the full truth. Because that's what I was getting from that. But congratulations on conquering e-commerce and doing your sales and stuff and using your money. Like your business was able to pay off your taxes and put your down payment on your house. That's what a business is supposed to do. So shout out to you for that. It definitely went much further than Hugh. Girl, cut it out. What was it? What was the makeup line, y'all? What was it, Hugh? Everyday Hugh? Well, it ain't Hugh. So I don't know. But anyway, congrats to Miss Robyn. All right, on being able to pay off a few things. What else? Robyn says that she's hopeful about getting married next year. Bruh. It's like I need a moment of silence. Andy asks everybody who believes she's going to be getting married next year. Did y'all catch the hesitation from Gizelle? First of all, ain't nobody else put their hand up. Nobody put their hand up. Gizelle then says, like, then she put her hand up. I'm like, girl, what is really going on over there with you and Juan? That's sad. I think a lot of people don't see them getting married anytime soon, okay? Thank you so much, Princess, for the super chat. He don't feel bad enough because Juan's still not here. Yikes. I mean, I could tell that from the way he pulled off on her. Talking about he felt bad for his actions. I was like, he should have felt bad in a moment. I guess he felt bad after he saw it on TV and everybody started dragging him. That's probably what it was. But I don't believe Robyn, girl. But I just thought that was so funny that Gizelle finally raised her hand. And Robyn is hopeful that they're going to get married next year. I'm like, girl, I'm confused. Because at this point, the question is, because I feel like they probably already married. The question is, especially when the deed information leaked of them buying their new home and it had Robyn listed as a married woman, they could already be married, but just have yet to have a wedding. I guess, all right? But what was funny was Robyn saying that they have already recommitted themselves. Robyn, what Martin said, I could take a cue ball. My woman is always classy. Girl, you're not finna sit up here and play us. Y'all have been recommitted from the moment y'all divorced years ago. Y'all have been recommitted for a very, very, very long. Y'all don't have to convince us. Okay? So we have recommitted ourselves. Girl, y'all have never not been together. Y'all in a common law marriage at the least. That's what y'all are in. So Ashley says that Michael thinks they've been together this long because the question was asked of Ashley, like, why do you think why does Michael think Juan them not gonna get married? And Gizelle was like, cause you know that Michael wants Juan. That's the real answer. He doesn't want to see them married. He loves Juan as he is. You know what I'm saying? He wants to be with Juan so bad. I truly believe that. And one thing about Michael thrives off of the lack of success in others, whether it's their business or it's their relationships. He enjoys that. So he truly don't want to see them get married. And we're not going to forget that that's really what Michael wants, is for them to never get married, because once they got engaged, after he kept saying they weren't going to get engaged, what did he do? What did he do at the end of that engagement party? He showed his, did he not? He showed his, and it had nothing to do with Chris Bassett, everything to do with Juan Dixon. That's why he showed his ass. Okay, so if they got married, I can imagine what this gonna look like. Child, because he showed his ass already. Girl, let it be official. He gonna be an official mother fool, and that may be an episode that's gonna get Michael Darby for real up off this show, child. I can't take it. What else we learned? We learned that Juan never fully left, is what Robyn said, and says that he ended up turning around and coming back. I don't know, Robyn. I just sat up here and told you that I don't believe you. So now, if Juan would have came up there and told me that, fine. If Juan would have said that, maybe he did come back. Okay, so basically you saying that he pulled a Candiace. So he did a drive back. You made me want to come back. Is that what he did? He drove back. Even when he get an attitude. Is that what happened? He drove back. Girl, you're not finna play. Not gonna be playing on our head top. Thanks, Princess, for the super chat. Okay, if they're already married, why don't we say that? Like Robyn like Robyn could say they're married, but waiting to do the ceremony. That's what real relationships do. Good question. Why not say that if they are? So maybe they're not. Maybe they not, child. Maybe she afraid if she do say that, well, other people gonna think like, Lord, y'all done already went and got married behind the scenes. Y'all ain't never for to have no wedding. Child, I can't take it, honey. I think I saw it on Layla Lynn's channel. I think. Did I see it on Layla Lynn's or either a blog? I think that's where I saw it, on one of the two of those. A blog or Layla Lynn, because Layla Lynn, I feel like it could have been Layla, because Layla always go deep into the contracts and stuff. So she likes to go deep into like the legal paperwork and stuff like that. So it probably was Layla. But yeah. So there's that when it comes to Robyn and Juan. And she's talking about they shooting up the club, but she only giving him to the age of 43, and she 42 right now. So they not gonna have no more kids. That's just on P. We'll see how that's gonna go. Okay. I'm gonna get to that. No. I'm gonna get to it now because I think it's on my mind. Let me see what else I got here. I don't know if it comes at a later time, but let me say this. Robyn talks about Juan's career as him being a coach and stuff like that. When she explains it in the episode, it makes sense to me why she does not want another child yet. Because he's super busy. That was the excuse as to why he hasn't been on the reunion shows lately, right? Because he's so busy, he can't make time, you know what I'm saying, to break away or whatever. So because of that, I can see why she may not want another child with him right now. You weren't there from the beginning. So if I have another child, you're either going to have to change your job, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you're more available for us. And if not, I'm not going to do this by myself. So I can't really fault her on that. Wait a minute. Is it, let me see. Am I freezing, guys? Let me know if my thing is freezing. Or can you still see me clearly? I hope I'm not freezing. Give me 1 second, y'all. Maybe it's just my computer or something. Okay, great. Okay, good. I'm good. Okay, perfect. All right, cool. So let's keep going. So, the ladies take a break, and this is when Andy goes and he sees Miss Nicki Minaj, because Miss Nicki Minaj just showed up, okay? So am I clear now? Yep, that's D, freezing a little bit. Am I clear now? I hope I'm back clear. Okay, no freezing over here. Okay, perfect. Okay, thanks, guys. All right, so then Nicki says, Andy asked her, like, who out of all of the ladies, like, is there anybody that you probably, you know what I'm saying, gonna be pouncing on? And she was like, probably Ashley. I was like, Ashley? I wasn't expecting that. I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting her to say Candiace. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I thought she was ready to get on Miss Candiace, but she said Ashley. She says that because she didn't like how Ashley brought her breast milk, left her kids, came into that house to start drama, and then thought she was going to just up and go. I was like, okay, Nicki, cool. And then when she brought up Candiace, she says that people think that if she brings up Candiace's music, Candiace is going to start feeling away. And she says that she don't think that she should feel away. And I was thinking the same. To be honest, I was like, you shouldn't feel away if anybody, like, there are going to be people that's going to like your music. There's going to be people that's not going to like your music. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, some of the greats, believe it or not, there are some people that don't even like Beyonce music. You know what I'm saying? So they don't like Faith Evans, Kiki Wyatt. I mean, it's just what it is. Can't please everybody. It's all good. So the guys, at this time, this is when the guys come out on the stage, right? So then Eddie still, first of all, did y'all see all the gifts and stuff they had for Nicki Minaj baby in the back? I said, oh, girl, they done load little man up with all kind of, what's his name, Pooh Bear? Or whatever she called him, child. They done loaded her up. I was like, okay, I really do wonder behind the scenes, how were they able to keep this from the ladies? How was y'all able to do that work? Was she on a different floor? Like, they ain't get no suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. I'm wondering. So Eddie, we get to the guys, right? Eddie's still out here lying to the people. Papa Bear, that's what it is. Thanks, KB. He's still out here lying to America like we don't have two eyes, okay? And some people have a third one. He talking about he still get confused as Idris Elba. I said, why are you still lying to the kids? What are you? Why? Don't do that. Don't lie to God's children, sir. You know, but ain't nobody mistaking you for that. Anyway, so Michael and Juan are not there because Michael is afraid of the reunion. Okay, Andy says that he has reunions. He go, Ashley, no, he does. He does. He does know, like, he gets sick, like, every reunion, like, around this time, you know? Like, right now, we think that he may have, like, pneumonia. Is that what she said? Pneumonia or something? I was like, well, Ashley, last year, you said that he was at a whole wedding in the middle of COVID. Why is that? Where did he go? You said he was at a whole wedding with your lying. Well, I enjoy catching them in lies. I'm not gonna lie to you, I enjoy it. I enjoy catching them in lies, okay? So Candiace's mom calls, like right after that, her mama calls, and Andy speaks with her, and he asked her about the video shoot. He asked her about any regrets regarding her line of questioning. Do you know this lady says, no, they came over there to me and they was asking me questions. So when they came to ask me questions, you know, I just answered. So then he says, he asked her whether or not she's apologized to Chris. She said, no, but I will. I'm going to apologize to him. I will. So he says, do you feel like he's owed that? Like owed an apology? She wanted to say, hell no. But she was like, no, but I mean, I feel like it's fine. It's fine. I'll do it, Andy. Don't worry, I'll do it. Don't you worry about it. I got it. And I'm like, okay. He should have said, well, Chris is right here if you want to go ahead and extend that apology while we're live. He didn't say that, but he got her off the phone, okay? So then Ashley is asked, because y'all know G is out there. Let me tell y'all, G what came out there being a G about that apology. I said, okay, G. Okay, G, see, we may like you, but we don't know about your wife. Okay, let's keep going. So then Ashley was asked about her being upset with G's behavior and how she gives her husband a pass, but won't give G a pass. Ashley says, well, run it back. You want to run that? You want to run it back, run it back. My husband has never been overtly, asexual with anyone here in the cast. I was so glad that Andy says, but he did say he'll suck one's dick. Yeah, I'll never forget that. That's what he said. I wanted him to say, yeah, but he did grab our cameraman's ass. Yeah, that happened on multiple occasions here, It may not be a part of the cast, but it's definitely a part of the crew, okay? And yet you're still here at the end of the couch. Like, that's what I wanted him to say. I wanted him to say something about that. Not just him wanting to suck one's peen, but the fact that your man has been around here terrorizing the other men of the cast. Thank God it wasn't any women. But it's still just as bad that you did it to the men and none of the men ain't, you know what I'm saying, stock or bop you. Right? So I can't. Ashley tried to say that Mike didn't even remember that. And I was like, it's the lies. Michael doesn't even remember saying. And then here go Miss Robyn. Robyn said he does. He does. He did. Yeah, like, girl, he remembered. While you was gonna sit up there and lie for your husband, girl. You little liar. Girl, anyway, I said all these ladies just be sitting up here lying. Girl, I love when they roll the beautiful bean footage. So then Ashley goes on to say that Karen perceived G differently than she has Michael, okay? Karen says, yeah, I did. Because, I've actually spent time with G. And I've gotten to know him, and he's a really nice person. He made me feel comfortable and welcoming. He's a really nice guy. And then here goes Gizelle butting herself into the conversation, just butting in, talking about something. Well, see, I think that's the problem. I think that's the problem, because here's the thing, Michael ain't been around here talking about something, licking his tongue out, lick. And he ain't been out here talking about something, yeah, let's pussy pop on a handstand, like that. He ain't been saying none of that. Okay. And I'm like, you're right, Gizelle. He hasn't been saying that because he's been doing that. Okay. He may not have been talking about, pussy popping, but he probably was talking about bussy popping. Like, girl, no ma'am. Okay, he was trying to definitely get something popped when he was back there filling up, rubbing up, kissing up, touching up on people's booties, girl. So when they played the beautiful bean footage, I loved it because it went all the way back to like season 1. When Gizelle recalled some of the actions of Michael and how she had to sit down with Ashley and confront her about the actions of her husband and ask her, like, girl, are you okay with it? And all that other stuff, right? So it's like, Gizelle, you're proven again to be such a hypocrite this season. But over the seasons, I have thoroughly liked Gizelle. I have really, really liked Gizelle. And it's really been because the people that I have not been faves of, she and Robyn would definitely step to them. And I used to like that. Because y'all know I'm not crazy about Miss Mo. So I used to love when they kept their foot on her neck. So I enjoyed it. Even when Robyn got up in Ashley's face like earlier in this, because I never liked Ashley like that. At least her being a part of this show. Like I've not been that a fan like that. So I've always liked Gizelle now. But girl, as you look, you know what I'm saying? Girl, it's a mess. It's a mess now. Now I'm looking like, girl, But that's the same thing with Kenya too, because I went on Real Housewives of Atlanta not liking Kenya since the moment she stepped on that show. And back in season 12, I think is when I started to like Kenya. So that's interesting, you know, things change, girl. You like somebody and then, you know what I'm saying, over time, girl, it's out. So there's that. What else? Ashley says she didn't like how he came at her on the bus, and then G just straight up apologized. He says, I didn't think I did nothing to you. Watching me play back, I see that I did offend you. I apologize. I said, oh, G. And then even Ashley was like, oh, God, I'm not used to getting that around here. So thanks, G. I appreciate that. Yeah, now let's see if your man can do it. Punchinella from the zoo. Can we see if your man is going to be able to apologize to people just like as simple and as quick as G did? Ah, okay. We know he ain't. Right. So then Wendy says her husband is in the same field as no. So we get to Robyn. Sorry, we get to Robyn. This is when Robyn is talking about Juan. She's asked about why he doesn't make the events. And I feel like they probably got that question from me. They could have got it from Twitter Girl or whatever, but I feel like they got it from me because I'm sitting up here. I've been asking that for a minute. Like, y'all need to stop allowing him to, like, you know, reap the benefits off your check if he's not going to be showing up. So, yeah. Anyway, so they asked her about him not showing up to the events. Oh, who from the zoo? Punchinella. Y'all don't remember that song when y'all was a kids? Oh, what can you do? Punchinella, Punchinella. What can you do? Punchinella from the zoo. We can do it too. Punchinella, Y'all never heard that? Punchinella from the South. Girl, I'm from the South, so maybe everybody didn't get there. Girl, I'm from Alabama, so we just made our own stuff. But anyway, let's keep going. So Robyn says that Juan can't do a lot because he's a coach, right? And he has a commitment. And I felt the way about this because I'm like, Robyn, you're not a commitment. I understand he has a commitment. He just put a ring on your finger and everything. I understand he has work, but you're not a commitment. One should make himself available at least for one trip. Like, I think it's like if they're practicing, but see, that's the other thing, right, y'all? Like, it's one thing to be a head coach, and I understand that, but you also have assistant coaches. So if it's something you just, now, if it's one thing that you just can't like make, then your assistant coach would be able to step in, even if he came for like a day and a half or something. I don't know. But that's just what I'm thinking, y'all. Y'all let me know. So then Wendy says that her husband isn't in the same field, but he does work. And in order for him to be a part, he has to take time off, right? So Robyn says that basketball is damn near a year-round situation. And she says that a lot of women talk about how they have to sacrifice their life so that they can, you know, be successful or whatever. So, excuse me. I guess it is what it is, but because of that, it made a lot of sense to me as to why she would not want to move forward and have another child with him. So I definitely understand that. Chris is asked about him being a husbander, right? So we got to get into Chris. Hold on one second. We got to get into Chris being a husbander. He says that he doesn't manage her career. He says that he doesn't manage her money or her contracts. He pretty much manages her. Basically keeping her on task and keeping her organized with the things that she got to do throughout the day. Like, hey, you got to take care of this. You got to take care of that. Somebody reached out. You know, we got to send them this. We got to send them that. So basically he says that he's a glorified secretary. And I was getting to that because I was like, I'm glad you said that because you're right, sir. That's exactly what you are, dear. You're a glorified secretary. You sure ain't no manager. But if that's what you are, you're an assistant to her or whatever, then y'all should say that and not just say that you're a manager, right? But at the end of the day, I also feel like it's none of their business what role you played to her career. It's not. What else ended up happening? He only focuses on her keeping tasks. I said all that. So then Chris is asked about Dorothy. and never paying a bill with his name on it, or yeah, Dorothy never paid a bill with his name on it. He says that he loves his mother-in-law. He didn't like the comment she made about him quitting his job because he has never quit his job. He goes on to say that he's never talked about his financial status with Miss Dorothy. So then my question came into play, which was, well, did Candiace? You may not have talked to your mother-in-law, but did your wife talk to your mother-in-law about it? Where did that? I feel like Dorothy got to get something in order for something. You know what I'm saying? Like she gotta know something in order for her to just. I mean, and now if Dorothy just out here creating stories, then girl, she probably crazier than what I may be thinking. I Miss Dorothy. Thank you so much, lady. 6916. Juan doesn't have to show up. He's not married. Ooh. Now, girl, what Michael does, Michael has to show up then. If that's the case. Juan not showing up because he's not married. Well, Michael, you need to be there. Gosh darn it. But you ain't really lying right there, Miss Lady 6916. Okay. So what else? I was wondering whether or not Candiace had told her mom some things about him and his financial situation or his business or whatever like that. I do feel like Miss Dorothy may put things 20 on 10 at times. That's probably what she does. But I mean, I would want to believe that she don't just be making up lies now. What else? Chris, he was asked about whether or not he hollered at Mia in the past, because y'all remember Mia made this tweet. And she says that it was a jab that she was taking at him, talking about how she may have known him from whatever or something. He probably tried to mess with her, some silly stuff she put. Mia puts up the weirdest stuff on social media that don't make any sense. And the people that like her be really going up, and I'd be like, okay, I guess. I mean, yeah, follow the leader, honey. If that's what you understand, I don't fit into that equation. That's okay. That's fine. What else? Let's see. So, yes. So then her husband, G, looked confused as hell when this conversation came. He was like, girl, what the hell is they talking about? I'm confused. So it makes me feel like G don't even be knowing about the ruckus that you keep up on social media. He don't even be knowing about it for real. G probably don't even know how to work social media. That's why he don't know what's going on social media. So then she said that Candiace called her handsome, laughed my ass off. I said, now, wait a minute. Let's scoot back just a little bit, scoot back. Let's go to the beginning, okay? Because a fan hit you up and asked you some question. You responded and said that Candiace is not real, but Robyn Dixon is. So Candiace didn't even ask you, like Candiace didn't ask you, you started that. You added Candiace originally, which left her to respond to you and call your ass handsome. And you ain't like that. So that's what happened, which led to you getting called handsome, and then you responding the way that you did. So let me remind you, Candiace called me handsome. Yes, she called you handsome after you did what? Oh, okay, then, right. Gotcha. Okay, so let's keep going. So Mia says that she retracted it. I'm like, I don't recall you retracting anything. You didn't retract that. Why are you lying? I don't recall you retracting anything. I recall you retracting your statements after you went after a scholar. When you went after a scholar shortly after that, I saw you remove your stuff and then sit up there and say that, oh, it was your assistant. So I don't believe you, girl. You need more people. That's just what I'm thinking. What else? Candiace calls her a fan, which was hilarious because Mia is a fan and she was a fan. That's just that on that. Wendy then calls Mia out for speaking on her husband, Eddie, about him making eye contact with her. Mia calls Wendy insecure. Wendy calls Mia pretty much insecure as well for being out here accusing everybody's man out here of tossing her salad. And I said, come on, y'all a mess. And then Candiace says, Candiace was like, no, don't give her no more. That's it. Don't give her no more. I was like, okay, Candiace, you be watching the videos, huh? You probably watching right now. Hey, girl, you be watching the videos. So then Eddie says that the rumors were brought up in a way that showed no concern for he and his family. Gizelle was asked, what are your thoughts? How you feel about this? Gizelle said, I feel like we've already hashed that out. Well, do you feel like you owe him an apology? No. I said I didn't believe it, so no, I have nothing. I have nothing. I have nothing to say. Girl, I thought that was messed up. I'm like, you could at least give him some kind of apology, like, damn. So then Karen talks about her being the ambassador of Surrey County and how they brought Wi-Fi to the area. So I'm like, shout out to Karen on that. Ray is asked about him bringing up her candles when she got the key to the county or whatever. And he says that he feels like there's no point in, number one, Karen could really flex, is what I heard. She can really flex on the stuff that she out here doing, but she don't. But he feels like, what's the point of having a business if you're not going to talk about it? And I said, ooh, you kind of got a point there, Ray. What's the point of having a business if you ain't finna advocate, promote it, and talk about it and put it out there? People got to know what you're trying to do out here in these streets. Okay? They ain't going to be able to support you if they don't know nothing about it. Ooh, grasshopper. All right, Ray. So then Chris snaps off about, because he wanted to open up about his finances, right? And he wants to know, he said, I feel like that's great, but I want to know, why is it looked at differently when Ray is at the house and Karen out here doing her thing and he supports her, but when it's my turn, it's a problem or whatever. And then, of course, here goes Gizelle. Gizelle says because he's been supporting Karen, you know, all her life pretty much, and then now it's her turn to return the favor. And I'm just like, Chris, that was a good comeback from Karen, but that was the wrong question that you asked. The question should have been for Ashley and Michael, but you weren't out there at that time. The question is, why is it that it's okay for Michael to transition from real estate and restaurants and wanting to do film without it being an issue, but when he wants to transition and he's likely not in the restaurant business, but he's helping out his wife, why is that a problem? And then the excuse I can hear is because you're helping your wife out, whereas Michael isn't really helping out Ashley. He's going off to do film. That's all Michael does, is help out Ashley. That's what he was doing from the beginning. He helps out Ashley and her family. They ain't got it like that. Michael provides for that. Thanks so much, Princess, for the super chat. Mia don't see colorism in the group after the way they treat her man, but good luck. These ladies piss me off, but your reviews keep me sane, child. Thanks so much for watching the reviews, honey. I feel you on that, girl. I feel you. They are irritating. All right, where else are we? We talked about that. So Andy was so disrespectful when he did this. This was one of the moments that I felt like Andy was so disrespectful, but I was like, ooh, but it was kind of funny at the same time. When Chris went on his tangent and talked about how, you know, there was a time everybody want to sit up here and try and play me out like I'm broke or whatever like that. And that's not what it is. There was a time when I was paying her rent, basically, I guess the rent to her mom or whatever for the mortgage. And he also had his own house that I believe he owned or something like that he was paying. So he was paying bills at both spots for her and for him. So he said that he wasn't going to contribute, like pay off the mortgage until he got to a place where, you know, when they got married, that's when he was going to start, you know, doing all of that or whatever. So I'm like, okay, interesting. But this is what got disrespectful was when Andy said, oh, Surrey County, back to Surrey County. I said, ooh, embarrassing. I was like, Andy, if you was going to try and play him out like that, y'all shouldn't even put that up. Y'all should have just edited that part out, honey, because that was so embarrassing. But anyway, let's keep going. So Karen was asked about her rubbing her vows into Robyn's face, right? Because, you know, Miss Karen is getting ready to get engaged. And I mean, not get engaged, but get remarried and stuff like that. So she was rubbing it in Robyn's face. She said that her vows had nothing to do with Robyn. And I'm like, your vows, of course, had nothing to do with Robyn. However, you were definitely trying to throw shade at her, just like you. Because the only thing you really do got is the longevity of Ray. Now you're starting to acquire other things, yes, but that's the only thing that you can really, when it comes to Gizelle, girl, you got more stuff in there. I'm lying. Girl, your businesses have been more successful. Your relationship has been more successful, girl. You got more. I mean, Robyn been with Juan forever, but they ain't married. And Robyn Hatline ain't doing this bad. So, yeah, I guess, girl, but I still feel like, Karen, you was throwing shade. You was throwing that in that lady face. That's just the short answer right here. So Robyn and Ashley asked about why he doesn't wear his ring. Robyn says that when Juan was first of all, it was interesting because Andy said to Robyn, why don't Juan and Michael wear their wedding rings? So I'm like, Andy, is there something you know that we don't? Right? Are they indeed married? What is going on? Because because I'm thinking, well, if they're not actually married and they're just engaged, why would Juan need to wear a ring? That's number one. But Robyn says that she sold the ring shortly after, you know, he stopped wearing it back when he was in the league or whatever. So I'm like, girl, I guess. And then Ashley says that Michael has the Purins or something like that. The Putrins or something. Basically, he got a knot on his finger. and he has to get, I guess, injections or something like that. So he can't wear a ring because it won't go on there. I guess I thought they had like flexible stretchy rings that kind of can like go around that. Maybe if he got one big enough to go around and not. But you know, who am I? If you cool with it, who am I? Once again, that's you. That's your stuff. Good luck. All right. So then Mike is called out for being the biggest offender because he is rude. And Ashley says that Mike's issues isn't necessarily with Chris, but more so with Candiace because of the things that he said about him. So instead of him coming at Candiace, he keeps it on a man level. It was like Ashley had everything ready to come through and support her man. And it's sad because I can't fault her as a wife because that's what you're going to do, which is support your husband and now your family, like that's your kid's dad. But at the same time, it's disgusting for us viewers to watch when we've seen how your husband has been in these streets and how he's treated you. Girl, but you keep defending, keep hanging on, okay? Just keep hanging on, girl. What else we got? Mike is, no, I talked about that. Chris agrees. And I'm like, Chris, why you keep agreeing? Why you keep agreeing to stuff? Shut up. You sound worse than Candiace at the end of the show when she tried to go up for Ashley. I was like, shut up. Just be quiet. Yeah, and you know, I agree. Like, we don't need you to agree. Shut up. Oh, just be quiet. Michael ain't finna agree on nothing that's going on with you. I couldn't stand it. So what else we got here? The men are dismissed, and this is when Miss Nicki Minaj gets ready to enter the building. Okay, Nicki Minaj comes into the building. Nicki let the ladies know that she loves them, she respects them, all that other great stuff. She's been watching the show from the beginning. I'm like, shout out to the people that's been watching Real Housewives from the very beginning. Real Housewives of Potomac from the beginning. Shout out to y'all. Nicki starts with Ashley about her leaving her kid. Like, Nicki wasted no time, bro. She wasted no time. Give me one. No, it's still connected. Okay. She wasted no time and she went straight in for the jugular with Miss Ashley. And I was like, ooh, okay. So she's finna go in on everybody. Got it. Okay. I thought she was gonna be like, you know, selective, but just off of how she came at Ashley, especially with the fact that Ashley has been getting passes amongst everybody, including Andy, made me feel like, okay, Nicki finna be on everybody's head top. Okay, gotcha. So then she asked Ashley about her leaving her kids at home and taking her breast milk and herself up to Williamsburg, start some BS, and then think she finna skip out on the plug. And Ashley tries to speak up for herself because Nicki is talking to Ashley. And then Candiace decides to interrupt and talk about how Ashley was giving birth. Candiace, come to the front. Scoot back, everybody. Scoot back. Come to the front. I already added you on Twitter and told you I don't give a damn about none of this stuff you talk about how you feel like if a person is doing wrong, you're going to stick up for them. You sound like a dummy. Yes, sis. You sound like a dummy, right? Because not only did you call Ashley out for this very thing, her coming up here being messy because she got her kids and stuff, Ashley has played you. Ashley has wrote a statement against you. You already sat on this stage and said how you don't know if you could forgive Ashley. That's how bad Ashley has crossed you. But now you want to speak up on her behalf because y'all got work? Because she had just had kids? You know they're not paying the rent. That's not clicking for me. Don't get on my bad side. I'm here for you. Don't scoot over there. Don't go over there. Come back over here. Come back. Come back over here. Don't go over there, girl. Okay? You better leave the people alone. Because all I'm hearing right now is Debo. When the dude went up to Debo trying to get his chain and Debo knocked his ass out, and then the uncle came and snatched him and told him, baby, get out. I told you not to come over here messing with these damn people. Get on up. Girl, let that lady take her lashings on her own. She's a grown woman. She's been having a great answer for everything. Everything. Okay? So now it's time for her to get her whooping because nobody else wants to whoop her. And then now here you go, speaking up for a woman that will not speak up for you. See, that's your problem. You don't know how to mind your own. Let these people get ate up. You over there rubbing Gizelle back. when she about to tear up about her kids. Why is you rubbing this lady back when this same lady sitting up here and can't even offer an apology to your friend? What is the rubbing for? Why are we rubbing her? The same lady that said if Mia was to clock you, ain't that's what she said? That's what she did. So I'm confused. Don't you defend Ashley no more? That's a grown woman with 3 kids. 3 grown-ass men at the house, ma'am. Don't defend this woman no more. Let her get her lashings as she needs to, because let me tell you what's gonna happen. When Nicki eats you up, when it's time, as she's going to be, look, I see her going around to each person around the couch, girl. When it's your time, Ashley's gonna be on mute, quiet, nothing, dead face, mute, just like that. Ashley's not gonna give you anything. Okay, so sit down, let that woman get her lashes. I was very disappointed. Well, let me jump. What you jump up? No, ma'am. Sit back. Scoot back on the couch. And what did Nicki call her? Candy Girl, because you know her name on what I think IG is called Candy Gal. I think that's why Nicki called her Candy Girl. Like, let's not say we did. I could not understand for the life of me why you're sticking up for Ashley, a bitch that did not stick up for you, especially last year. You sat on this very couch just a few hours earlier crying because you could not forgive her, because you could not let it go, because of the fact that this woman wrote a statement about some SHI that she wasn't even fully privy to. But she spoke to your quote unquote character, the same character that she has exhibited on her own throughout the show prior to you getting there, and continued to do so up until she had her child. That's what I'm not understanding. How does that work? You're just emotional. And then you want to speak up on her behalf? Girl, what kind of behind the scenes combo did y'all have? What kind of pep talk was it that y'all had? Which ain't no fucking way. I would have been up there like Gizelle. Just like that, because Gizelle ain't giving that soon. And it's funny because Gizelle has been speaking up for Ashley throughout the reunion. But when Nicki was getting in that, Gizelle said, "Do you hear me?" I want to say nothing, because then Gizelle already was like, "Oh, bitch, this how it's gonna go." Oh, girl, that means she's gonna come to me next if she already on Ashley head talk. Ooh. Girl, let me be quiet. But you up there want to speak up, girl. I want to spoke a word, girl. So Candiace, I like you, girl. But don't just speak up for Ashley no more. Don't speak up for that hoe. She know what she doing. Let her get her lashings. Somebody need to come in there and whoop on that ass. You hear me? Okay then, girl. I just want to make sure that everything is clear. Okay, let's see. We got about 350 people in the chat. But the likes ain't matching. It's not making sense. The math ain't mathing. Hit that like button. Y'all been here thoroughly entertained, especially y'all that's been sitting here for an hour, girl. Scoot on over to the like and hit it. Okay, you know what I'm saying? But that's really all that I have, guys. I'm going to go ahead and hop on off this thing. I thank you guys so much for hopping in and, checking out the review with me. And I guess I'll catch you guys in the next one. I got some other stuff that I need to get out or whatever. And I'll see you guys hopefully next week. Okay. So you guys, enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll catch you in the next one. I'm Jamie That's Me. Oh, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jamie That's Me. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.